Hey guys, I'm Justin Boggs, the co-founder and Chief Revenue Officer of Marketplace Valet. We have been an Amazon seller since 2006 with over 400,000 reviews as a seller. I'm here to help you learn about Amazon, solve problems, and answer common questions. Today's video is about, is a hybrid strategy right for you, Amazon Seller Central versus Vendor Central explained? Let's get into it. So, I recently had a client onboarding session where we talked about whether a hybrid strategy using both Amazon Seller Central and Vendor Central might be the best fit. It's an interesting topic because there's no one-size-fits-all approach. Some brands thrive on a hybrid strategy, while others run into roadblocks that make one platform more favorable than the other. In this particular case, the client is already selling through both Seller Central and Vendor Central, which means they're getting exposure on both sides of the Amazon ecosystem. And if you've ever dealt with Vendor Central, you know it's a different beast. There are certain challenges that come with it, but also some unique advantages. One of the first things we discussed is the fact that Vendor Central makes it really hard to negotiate fees. When you're working on cost of goods sold, COGS, getting Amazon to increase those fees is almost impossible. In those situations, it might just make more sense to list the product on Seller Central, where you have more control over your margins. That's one of the big benefits of Seller Central. You can adjust pricing and inventory levels much more easily. On the flip side, if the client has a wide distribution network, like their products are available in local stores and small retailers, Vendor Central can be advantageous. Why? Because in those cases, it's easier for Amazon to take control of inventory management and distribution. And here's another thing to keep in mind. If their products are priced under $10, Vendor Central almost always wins. It's especially true for categories like grocery, where low-priced items are a staple. For anything under that price point, you're probably better off sticking with Vendor Central. I also noticed something interesting when we went over their sales data. They're getting some B2B traffic, but they're not really leveraging it the way they could. During the call, I suggested setting up a B2B discount structure, especially since they already have products in physical grocery stores. This way they can attract more bulk buyers like coffee shops or small businesses. It's an area where I think they could see significant growth if they make a few adjustments. That said, Vendor Central has its downsides. It's harder to manage listings, and updating product details can be a headache. It's just not as user-friendly as Seller Central. However, the advertising tools are pretty much the same across both platforms, so if they've got a solid ad strategy, that part of the transition should be relatively seamless. My advice was to leave things in a hybrid setup for now. Anything that can't be resolved in Vendor Central, we can take care of through Seller Central. It gives the client more flexibility without fully abandoning either platform. One thing I did warn them about, though, is that Vendor Central can be pretty protective. If they see that a product is doing really well on Seller Central, a category manager might step in and block it from being listed there. So it's something to keep in mind as they grow. At the end of the day, I think maintaining a hybrid approach is the safest route, at least for now. This way they can test the waters on both platforms and see which one works best for their long-term goals. If you have any questions, feel free to check us out at marketplacevalet.com. Like and follow us for more helpful Amazon content. Thanks for watching this video.